The other big story of the day, the start of early voting in the Coastal Bend. And some things are different this time around. For the first time, the American Bank Center is operating its doors as a polling location in Nueces County. Our Marissa Cummings is live outside the American Bank Center right now with how things have been shaping up. Marissa?
Good afternoon, Rudy. Yes, I am in front of the American Bank Center, probably one of the largest polling locations in Nueces County. And yes, this is the first time it is a polling location. Now, polls this week open at 8 and close at 5. So they just locked the doors, as you can see right behind me at the American Bank Center here. But as people were coming, they were lining up right in front of the center, parking right in front of the center, and just lining up, of course, social distancing, wearing their masks. Now this morning, before the sun rose, lines were long, and that's the case across the county at polling locations, across the state, and even across the country, actually. Take a look at what it looked like this morning here. First in line at the American Bank Center was 75-year-old Lucia Lopez.
We woke up at 5:45 because we thought voting was at 7, the way it's been all this year, 7 to 7. And then we get here and they tell us, no, it's 8 o'clock.
Lopez says a little waiting doesn't bother her. She says she's voted every year since she can remember and says nothing's going to stop her this year, including the COVID-19 pandemic.
Life throws everything at us. We need to be ready, and we need to, whatever it is, we need to do our civil duty. This is our duty.
Not too far down the line was another passionate voter, Antoine Charles. He says there's so much going on in the world, and now's his chance to influence change.
There's social injustice, of course, and then there's unemployment. There's this, most of all, the pandemic, which is why both of us are wearing this mask. I think that those things need to be addressed first and foremost.
Soon the doors were open and the first set of voters were able to cast their ballot. Charles says after voting at the American Bank Center, he feels confident in their safety protocols.
They're adhering to social distancing pretty good. Everyone has on a mask. They're cleaning the stylus as you use them. They're cleaning the machines as you use them. So I think it's going to be pretty safe, a pretty good experience.
While Lopez had no problems with safety, she says there was a mix-up. She originally was going to vote absentee and received her ballot by mail and left it at home.
I have to go home now and get my ballot and come back. But I'll do it. I'll do it. Anything to get my vote in.
Early voting will continue through October 30th. Now, I want to make it very clear, just like Miss Lucia had a mix-up on the times as well, that they opened the polls this morning, I want to reiterate those times because they change each week. So this week, the 13th through the 16th, it is 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. at all the early voting locations. So that is this week. The following Saturday, this upcoming Saturday, actually, October 17th, the polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Then the next week, October 19th through the 23rd, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and then that Saturday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then October 26th through the 30th, it is also 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So make sure that you make sure those times are correct and you adjust your schedules accordingly. You can also find those early voting locations and those times on the Nueces County Clerk's website under the election department. And of course, if you're coming out here, make sure that you are wearing your mask and abiding by all CDC guidelines, including standing 6 feet apart from one another. And as you heard, that sounds like what they're definitely doing inside of the American Bank Center. Reporting live, Marissa Cummings, 3 News.
Awesome report, Marissa. Thank you for that. And of course, we're going to be reminding you of all those times every day, all throughout the early voting period. And while most polls are now closed for today, if you plan on heading to the polls tomorrow, there are 25 locations in Nueces County where you can cast your ballot. The main early voting location is the Nueces County Courthouse, located on Leopard near Staples. Now, as if you just saw, for the first time, the American Bank Center is an early voting location. Other early voting locations include Banquetti ISD, the Ben F. McDonald Library, NAS Corpus Christi, the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Center, Del Mar College, and Flower Bluff ISD, plus the Robstown ISD, the Hilltop Community Center, Toloso Midway High School, Texas A&M University Corpus Christi, Veterans Memorial High School, and many more. Curbside voting will be available at all locations, and to clarify as well, these are early voting locations. There'll be different locations available on Election Day. Number to call if you want more information, 888-0303.